Hello there. It's the chairman of the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people.
You are listening to the USDN on the DFPN.
It's a trap!
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the 7th episode of 2025. And today I'm going to be bringing you my new comic book day for the 12th of February. Yes, I'm late once again, but I was given my LCS time to get the rest of his shipment in. However, his shipment went to some other store this week. So I only got a partial delivery this week of my pull list. And what can we do about it? He's going to have them resent when we get them. I have no clue, but he will let me know when those do come in. But as always, this week saw 199 new issues and 473 new releases overall. And that includes variant covers in there. That's what that 473 is, which is quite a bit for only having 199 new issues this week. That's a lot of variant covers for a book. Some book out there probably had 13 variants, to be honest. But as always, we're going to break this down by publisher. And we're going to start with Marvel as always. And this week I had 3 books from Marvel. One of them I picked up purely for the cover. And that was FantasticFour, Volume 7. And this is the Peach Momoko Marvel Rivals cover. And that is solely the only reason I picked this book up, because it was a Peach Momoko cover. And I have a tendency to collect her covers. And that's why I picked it up. But it is written by Ryan North. And I hear it's a good book. I wouldn't know. I am not reading this. But Peach Momoko, I will always pick up her covers. Coming up next, I do have Psylocke, Volume 2. Issue 4, and this is being written by Alyssa Wong, and this is the Marguerite Sauvage Variant cover. And in this issue, we learn about who the Taxonimist is, and they are the ones who have been tracking Psylocke. And the question is, how much do they know, and what do they want with her? I've been enjoying this so far, and I'm excited to see what's next for Psylocke. Continuing on, I have a number 1 for us this week from Marvel, and that is One World Under Doom, Chapter 1, The Exercise of Power. And this is being written also by Ryan North. This is the Ben Harvey cover. In this, Dr. Doom has become the Sorcerer Supreme and declared himself the Emperor of the world, and other world leaders are seemingly okay with this for now. I won't be collecting this, but I did pick up the number 1, so I have a number 1 of it, because you never know. It may be the one, that puts a little extra change in my pocket someday if I decide to sell it. So we'll see how that works out for me, but I at least wanted to have a number 1 of this book, because I got a feeling we may see this in the future from the MCU. But jumping over to Dark Horse this week, it was a lighter load. I don't know if that was a distribution issue or if I just didn't have a lot of pulls this week from them, which is okay. But we're going to make 2 stops this week from the galaxy far, far away from Dark Horse. We're going to start with Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures. This is Volume 3, and the battle is continuing to rage on. So this is written by Daniel Jose Older, And the cover is by Harvey Talibau. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But in this one, Eridu is continuing to be a battleground. And can our heroes hold on until reinforcements arrive? I'm really enjoying this series, and I think Daniel Jose Older does a fantastic job writing them. Up next is something really cool. I'm a big fan of the Clone Wars, and I'm a big fan of Clone Force 99, which is the Bad Batch. So new this week from Dark Horse, we get Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, and this is the Bad Batch Ghost Agents. I've seen this. I got really excited for it. It's finally out. In this, Clone Force 99 has a new mission, and it's tracking down a separatist ghost agent that pulled off a heist on Coruscant. The thief's trail leads the Bad Batch to the worst corners of the galaxy, but have they met their match? This series is being written by Michael Morrissey, and this is the French Carlo Magno cover. I know I just butchered their name. I apologize to you, but I'm super excited for this book. I love some Clone Force 99, and anything related to the Clone Wars I'm all about. So highly recommend picking this up if you're a Star Wars fan like me. We're going to go ahead and jump over to Image. Like I said, my comic book shop did not get a lot of their indie books this week because they went to the wrong comic store. But Image, as always, is where I get the bulk of my books from. I'm a big fan of ImageComics and what they do with smaller batches of books and just the indie artists and comic writers in general. So we're going to dive in this week, and we're going to start with Bug Wars, issue 1. And I've seen this around for a while now. It's truly going to be a phenomenal series for them. And this is written by Jason Aaron. And this is the Peach Momoko variant cover. Like I said, I will always pick up a Peach cover if I can. So in this book, also Mahmoud Assar is doing the interior art on this. And I'm a big fan of his work. So really excited to actually read and see the art in this book. But so in this miniseries, we get a dark fantasy for the ages. We have Slade Slaymaker, a kid from Alabama, is suddenly lost in a vicious world beyond his Imogen, a world full of marauding ants, spellcasting spider witches, and beetle-riding barbarians, all in his backyard. Growing up in Alabama, that ain't far from the truth. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm really excited to read this, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I feel. So going along now, and the Creep is back. He wasn't gone from us very long. I am a big fan of Creepshow, and we had just ended a mini-series, and today we get a one-shot just in time for Valentine's Day. And here we have Creepshow in Love, issue 1, written by Mirka and Dolfo. And we had covers this week from Chris Burnham and Mirka. And we have 3 stories in this one shot that are creep approved and sure to fill your hearts with love and hate. We get stories from Mirka Undolfo, Patrick Horvath, and Yul Pyong Oh. I'm excited to dig into this one. Happy the Creep is back. Hope he never leaves us again because I'm a huge fan of the Creep. Staying in Image, and up next, I have Hack Slash Body Bads, issue 3, written by Tim Seeley, and we got covers from Tim and Steve Kurth. In this week's issue, the return of Jason Pearson's beloved bounty hunters continues as Panda and Mac are forced to work with the slash hunter Casey Hack and Vlad, or get body bad themselves. Phenomenal series, guys. I've been with Hack Slash since the beginning. I cannot recommend it enough to y'all. Pick it up. It's fun if you're a fan of horror. It's phenomenal. Get yourself a copy of this and give it a read. You will not be disappointed in that. So up next, we have the finale of Scotty Young's Happy Endgame from I Hate Fairyland. And in this one, of course, both covers this week are by Britt Bean. As always, we're at the end of this art, but will Gert and her soldiers fell? Will Dorothy Gale and her once upon a timers make it in time to stop Happy and her horde? Does anybody actually really get a fairy tale ending in fairyland? Let's find out in the final arc of Happy Endgame from Scotty Young and Britt Bean. I've been with I Hate Fairyland for quite a while, actually since the beginning. Such a fun series, not to be taken seriously. You can tell Scotty Young had a lot of fun writing this one. Go pick it up or wait for the compendiums, but I highly recommend this one to y'all. We're going over into Ghost Machine and the Unknown Universe. We have Hornsby and Halo, issue 3, and this is written by Peter J. Tomasi. And we got this covers by Todd. I'm going to butcher this name. Nauk. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's a Hornsby and Halo. I'm a big fan of the Unknown Universe and Ghost Machine, so I'm going to pick this up and give it a read, as always. But in this issue, a blizzard has struck the town of Warwick, but it's not a coincidence, as rogue agents of heaven and hell try to disrupt the tenuous peace between the realms, using Rose Hornsby and Zach Halo as their pawns. We're only 3 issues deep. I'm a fan of this story. I know a lot of people, it seems, don't really feel for it. I enjoy it, however, and I would recommend anything from the Ghost Machine to you because I do enjoy their work, and I think they're doing phenomenal stuff over there. But we're going to stay in the Unknown Universe, and this week we had Geiger, issue 11 release, and I picked up 2 covers this week for Geiger, and but this is written by Jeff Johns, and I got the German Peralta cover and the Gary Frank cover. But in this one, we meet the poor soul who was transformed into a monster of mass destruction by the radioactive fallout. But somehow he was cured, and Tariq Geiger is wanting to go through the same process, basically, to see if he can also be cured. Or can he even be cured? That we'll find out in issue 11 of Geiger. This is a really fun series. It's really, really good. I cannot say that enough. Jeff Johns is doing a fantastic job on this series. Highly recommend you get Geiger. It's already out in the first volume in compendium. Go get it. Give it a read. You will not be disappointed in this book. But finally, this week, we're jumping into the Spawn universe as always. I save them for last because I'm such a big fan of Spawn. Have been since the 90s. But this week, we have issue 361 of Spawn. It is written by Rory McConville. We got covers from Bjorn Behrens and Francesco Tomaselli. And, of course, Brent Booth is doing the interior art on this. So, you know, the interior is fantastic in here. In this issue, Blood reveals his true motivations in a new powerful form in which he hopes to finally kill Al Simmons, a.k.a. Spawn. Again, I've been with Spawn since the very beginning. I got out of collecting comic books, picked it back up, and have not missed a single issue of any of the Spawn universe since. You can get the compendiums. That's the cheapest way to do them. I would not try to track down individual issues of it because it's going to get really pricey really quick. But that's it for me this week for my comic book pickups and my recommendations. That's my recommendations. Let us know what you're picking up in the comments of this video. I want to know what everybody else is picking up and what they're reading, and any recommendations you have for us. That I do enjoy good indie comics. You could tell I am a mostly indie guy. I do pick up some Marvel and some DC, but not a lot. Just characters that I truly care about and truly want to read. I don't just collect them to collect them. Well, minus Dr. Doom. I did pick that one up just to have that one in the Peach Momoko cover because I'm a big fan of Peach and her work. But that's it. All I have for this week for my 7th episode. So what's coming up for me? I have I'm going to be continuing to release my older episodes onto YouTube a little bit at a time. I tried to do too much and got overwhelmed, so I'm going to have to go back and reduce some of that work, and I'm going to just do it little by little from now on, just so it's just not a lot of stuff at one time that I will forget or I'll miss something. I don't want to do that. But coming up this week, later this week, or next week, I should say, I will be having the Cobra Kai finale which if you haven't seen the part 3 of the final season, it is an absolute phenomenal ending to that series. You couldn't have, they did fantastic. It's perfect in my opinion. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. And let your friends know. On behalf of myself and the Council of Nerds, this USDN short is USDN approved.
It's a trap!